Without the darkness, you would not know to look towards the light.
So we are currently on the S train in Munich, Germany, going to Dachau. It's a concentration camp memorial. We understand it's going to be a very somber mood when we get there, but we have been assured by Aurixom that Aurixom will be there. We've taken some time this morning to put an energetic field around all three of us to prepare for this time, and we plan on doing a session with Aurixom to talk about good and bad and evil and the atrocities that happened in Dachau and throughout Germany and Europe.
I've been very nervous about going somewhere with such a heavy energy, but grateful to Aurixom this morning for setting kind of an energetic bubble around us. And Ty is the one who suggested that we go here. Our great-grandfather actually was part of the squadron that liberated Dachau, so this is got some like personal ancestral history.
Extra special for us.
A little nervous. I don't know what questions to ask yet. It'll just kind of come to me, I'm hoping, but surrounded by love and light. Aurixom took us through a guided meditation, and that felt really good. So we're ready, we've done all that we can, and now we just have to trust and allow this to unfold the way that it's supposed to.
You know, outside of the personal family connection, you say it's an extreme tragedy, but, you know, it's one of those things that we can't forget. So taking the opportunity while we're here, going to the concentration camp that was the blueprint for all of the other concentration camps, it's just extremely important in my opinion. You know, we need to memorialize that history and see it with our own eyes.
It's something that you just don't really want to think about most times. So I don't know if I want to say excited. I don't think that's quite the right word, but anticipating learning a lot and hopefully kind of help to bring some healing energy.
The next stop is Dachau.
You can already feel just the energy being so much different.
Yeah, it feels heavy.
So can you, with Aurixom present, like feel it obviously more than maybe we can?
Yeah, it feels like a pit in my stomach. It feels like hollowness.
That's the exact feeling I have.
Yeah.
Just hollow in my stomach.
Interesting. Okay.
Here we
Ready
go.
when you are. Okay. Whenever you are ready.
Greetings.
Hi, Aurixom.
Hello, dear one.
Thank you for joining us. As you know, we are at Dachau concentration camp in Munich, Germany, and so grateful to have you with us. We wanted to just get some opportunity to talk to you about good and evil. So I kind of just would love to get your take on good and evil being here in this very catastrophic type of setting.
In your world here, you live in a polarized universe. Light and dark, positive and negative, good and evil. This is part of this 3D physicality in the current world in which you live. But evil does not truly exist. Evil is merely a lack of love, in the same way that darkness is merely a lack of light.
So, what is a seventh dimensional like yourself's take on a place like Dachau, one of the most gruesome human atrocities known to man?
Every experience for a soul, no matter how good or bad, as you might say, it may be, is for a purpose, is for a higher learning, is for growth and expansion. Nothing is wasted. Although these things are not condoned or wanted, nothing is wasteful.
Can you elaborate on that more, that nothing is wasteful? What was the intent then of something as catastrophic as this?
Every soul comes here to experience. Perhaps experience one side of being a victim, or another side as being a perpetrator. You are here in a grand scheme or play or experience of this life. And everything that exists can exist. This is necessary to create your physical world. Although no one wants suffering, it is a part of your experience here on this planet, in this 3D physical plane. From it, you learn what you do not want, and therefore learn to choose love and light and positivity. Without the darkness, you would not know to look towards the light.
Oof, that's so profound. So I don't mean to maybe oversimplify, but is it fair to say that while these atrocities and the human experience of someone being in this concentration camp, as devastating and horrific as that human experience was, there was a soul journey that was kind of baked into that? Can you explain more about how that works?
Yes. These answers to these questions are not to diminish human suffering. Suffering is just that. It is pain. It is an unwanted feeling. But your soul has a higher purpose. Your soul will see the all-encompassing reality once you leave this physical plane. That does not mean that it does not hurt now, here, while you are experiencing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one question a lot of people will have is around karma. Can you talk a little bit about what karma is, especially being in Dachau?
Karma is not what most humans think that it is in terms of punishment. Karma is not punishment. It is merely a cause and reaction. It is your soul's learning. Karma is here until you learn the lesson that your soul set out to learn.
What would be the lesson to be learned from a karma perspective for someone who was a prisoner here at a concentration camp?
Every soul has their own contract. Every soul has their own version of learning to do in an experience such as this. There is not one broad sweeping answer.
So despite the atrocities that a prisoner would have felt here being comparable across the tens of thousands of prisoners, they each were experiencing some different lesson?
Yes. Perhaps being a victim. Perhaps overcoming anger towards a perpetrator. Perhaps learning what it is like to suffer. There are many different things that souls come here to learn. And in your experience in a physical form, in one lifetime or another, you will experience all angles.
What would you say to people that would peg someone like Adolf Hitler as evil? How would you help to reframe their mind about evil people and evil doings?
Evil is merely a lack of love. And every perpetrator is here to learn their own lesson as well. And to help, this may be triggering for some, but in order to learn lessons of victimhood and forgiving perpetrators, there must also be a perpetrator. Therefore, in that way, no matter how evil or atrocious, every perpetrator serves their purpose.
What purpose, perhaps, does the presence of Rae and I here at Dachau have?
You are here to spread a message, just like in every other place on this planet that you visit. This one is a tough one. It is hard to remain in your compassion and also look at something so horrible from an outside, uninvolved perspective. These things feel heavy. They feel real because they are here in this physical plane of existence. And that may be hard for anyone who has gone through such atrocities to see that perhaps there may be a lesson in learning to be gained from it. Although we wish suffering on no one. And as you ascend, you will find that there is less and less suffering as more and more light and love enters your experience. There is still a time and a place for everything. And as we have stated, every soul in their journey from their origins back to the origins of source will experience every lens of good and bad, of light and dark, of every role and angle of which there is to be played. In order to have physicality, you must have light and dark, positive and negative charges. Therefore, everything that can exist must exist for you to experience this illusion in the way in which you do. Therefore, in order to have the joy and the good and the sweet and the love, you must also have the dark and the evil and the bad and that which you do not wish to look at.
And kind of lastly, there are people experiencing what would be deemed as suffering right now. And especially with the many souls that perished here in the Dachau concentration camp and across Germany and Europe specifically, could you take us through a meditation or offer some words of comfort that can help anyone who is suffering?
Yes. Suffering is pain. This pain is okay to feel. It is normal to be sad, to be angry, to be fearful, to be hurt in situations like the ones we are surrounded by. This is part of being a human. This is part of your physical experience here. Know that suffering does not last forever. That love is the only way to move through it. Learn to cope with your anger, to move it through your body. Traumatic experiences become trapped in your physicality if you do not learn to move them through yourself. Physically pushing all experiences and feelings through your physical form and back out into the ether. Call back in your love. Call back in your light. When you are ready, this shall be the path to your healing. This shall be your path back home.
Thank you for that. I think that will offer so much comfort to family that is experiencing that trauma and the pain and the suffering. For family members or friends who have someone who is suffering, what words of advice can you offer them?
We send you love, dear ones. Suffering is never limited to the person who feels the suffering. Those that you love will feel it for you. You will feel it for those that you love. Your family, both on this earth plane and in your soul existence, are here holding you to help you move through your pain. Your suffering is not felt alone, no matter how much it may feel that way to you now. You are surrounded. You are supported. Call upon your family, both here in this physical world and those that maybe you cannot see. We are here waiting to hold you through it all. We love you so.
And lastly, as we always do, and especially now more than ever, Rae is as connected as she is to the ether, to the energetic frequencies, and being in a place that holds so much what we consider darkness and catastrophic evils. Can you offer Rae an experience of joy and love?
We thank you for your willingness to touch subjects that are difficult to touch. We send our light and love to all of you who are suffering in this time. Come back to your love when you are ready. Light and love and joy and a world of pain-free living is waiting for you here. For now, dear ones, we depart. Whew.
How do you feel?
That was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel good. Yeah.
Well, we felt called to be here to at least spread some love and joy to an area and people and souls that need it. Any takeaways for you?
Yeah, I had to really step out of the way a few times because my human mind still struggles with a lot of what they said sometimes, that like all pain and suffering is useful, and I know that to be true, obviously, but the human mind wants to say no, that no evil is ever useful. And then part of it feels therapeutic because it's nice to know that none of the suffering is wasted.
Yeah.
So it's hard as a human to deal with that part of it.
Yeah. I feel so grateful that Aurixom was willing to speak to people that are suffering depression, loss, and
Yeah.
just that general emptiness. And so I hope, I pray that the message that they provided is received by those who need it.
Absolutely. And I hope that anybody that is listening to this that maybe is struggling with that message and is feeling triggered, to just know that they are pure love and light, and sending healing to everyone who needs it. And we love you too. Wherever you are, know that you're not alone and that you are loved.
Yeah. For anyone hearing this message that is struggling, please know that we're here to try and spread a message that those who need it, there are resources, there are people out there that love you, that care for you, that need you in their lives, and you're there to offer something to them too. We're all experiencing this world. We all have lessons to learn, and if you're here, there's something that you are meant to experience or meant to offer to others, to know that you're not alone. There are resources out there for you. And stay tuned. We have so many messages from Aurixom. We're only just getting started, and the message is love, joy, and light. And that's what we're here to do. And I hope in some small part we were able to spread that to this place that is known to be so catastrophic with so much evil. Dachau has been a lesson for me in that tone of evil. So we hope that it was received by you, and let us know what questions you have, what words of comfort, guidance that Aurixom might be able to offer you, and hopefully we can involve those in upcoming sessions. But for now,
We love you.
we love you.